If you're over 60, there's a good chance you have a cabinet or drawer filled with supplements. Maybe a neighbor recommended one for joint pain, a TV commercial pushed another for memory, or your doctor casually suggested adding a multivitamin just in case. And while the supplement industry promises energy, longevity, and freedom from pain, the truth is far less reassuring. Not only are many of these pills a waste of your money, but some of them can actually harm your body as you age. What's worse, the labels often look scientific, even trustworthy, making it nearly impossible for the average person to know which bottles are safe and which ones quietly work against you. Seniors are targeted heavily, and billions are spent every year convincing people over 60 that the next capsule is a key to staying young. But behind the glossy marketing, research shows that a handful of supplements do little more than drain your wallet, and a few can actually accelerate the very problems you're trying to prevent. That's why today, we're counting down the 4 worst supplements you should never take after 60, followed by the 4 daily supplements you actually should take to protect your joints, memory, and mobility. Stay with me through the end, because the number ones on both lists will surprise you. Supplements are supposed to make life easier, right? You see the promise on the bottle. Supports bone health, promotes memory, reduces joint pain, and it feels like the responsible choice to add it to your daily routine. But here's the hidden problem. The supplement industry is barely regulated compared to prescription medications. That means many of these pills can be sold without solid proof they work, and in some cases, without proper warnings about their side effects. For seniors, this is especially risky. As we age, our bodies process nutrients differently, our kidneys and liver may not filter as efficiently, and interactions with prescription medications become more dangerous. What looks like a simple extra boost can quietly interfere with your heart, your joints, or even your memory. And here's the hard truth. A lot of these supplements don't just fail to deliver. They can actively work against your health goals. So let's pull back the curtain, starting with the 4 worst supplements for anyone over 60. Walk into almost any pharmacy and you'll see rows of bottles promising relief for aching joints. Glucosamine and chondroitin are among the most heavily marketed. For decades, seniors have been told that these 2 ingredients, often sold together in one capsule, can rebuild cartilage, cushion painful knees, and even reverse arthritis. The idea sounds logical. Cartilage contains glucosamine and chondroitin, so surely swallowing them as supplements should help restore what's worn down with age. But here's the problem. The science doesn't back it up. Large, well-designed studies, including ones funded by the National Institute of Health, have consistently shown that these supplements do not significantly reduce pain or improve joint function in people with osteoarthritis. In fact, the American College of Rheumatology and the Arthritis Foundation have gone so far as to recommend against using them because the evidence shows they're essentially no better than a sugar pill. That means millions of seniors are spending money every month on capsules that don't deliver real relief. And for many, it's not just wasted money, it's wasted time. Believing these pills will help can delay people from pursuing treatments that actually work. Strengthening exercises, physical therapy, targeted nutrition, or proven medications. There's another catch. While glucosamine and chondroitin are generally considered safe, they're not risk-free. Some studies suggest glucosamine, especially in high doses, can interfere with insulin sensitivity, potentially raising blood sugar levels. That's a serious concern for seniors already managing diabetes or prediabetes. Chondroitin, on the other hand, can increase the risk of bleeding when combined with blood thinners like warfarin, another major issue in older adults who are often prescribed these drugs. So why are these supplements still so popular? Because they play on hope. They promise something simple and non-invasive. Just swallow this pill, and maybe you can avoid surgery or pain forever. Unfortunately, that hope is being exploited by clever marketing. Here's the takeaway. Glucosamine and chondroitin aren't the miracle joint rebuilders they claim to be. If you're over 60 and struggling with stiff, painful knees or hips, your best bet isn't at the bottom of a supplement bottle. It's in proven strategies, regular low-impact exercise, maintaining a healthy weight, and eating foods rich in natural anti-inflammatory compounds. Supplements can have their place, but glucosamine and chondroitin don't deserve a spot in your daily routine. And remember, this is just the beginning. If you think wasting money on a supplement that doesn't work is frustrating, wait until you hear about the third worst supplement, which not only fails to help, but can actually put your heart at risk. For years, vitamin E was promoted as a miracle antioxidant. The promise was simple and powerful. Take a capsule, and you could protect your cells from aging, lower your risk of heart disease, and even guard against cancer. Seniors especially were encouraged to add it to their daily routine, often in doses far higher than what you get naturally from food. After all, antioxidants were the buzzword of the 90s and early 2000s, and vitamin E was marketed as the star player. But here's where the story takes a dark turn. Instead of protecting people, high-dose vitamin E supplements have been shown to actually increase health risks in older adults. Multiple large clinical trials, including the famous SELECT trial, Selenium and Vitamin E Cancer Prevention trial, found that men who took high doses of vitamin E had a significantly higher risk of prostate cancer. Other studies revealed another disturbing trend. In seniors, high-dose vitamin E supplementation was linked to an increased risk of hemorrhagic stroke, bleeding in the brain that could be fatal or permanently disabling. And that's not all. High levels of vitamin E can interfere with vitamin K, which is crucial for blood clotting. For seniors on blood thinners, which is already a large percentage of people over 60, this can make minor bleeding much harder to control. A simple fall, a bruise, or even a nosebleed could suddenly become much more dangerous. So why does vitamin E end up on so many supplement shelves? The reason is simple. The marketing sounds convincing. Everyone knows antioxidants help fight free radicals, so the logic feels airtight. But here's what's often overlooked. The body is designed to maintain balance. Yes, free radicals can cause damage, but they also play an important role in signaling processes and immune function. Flooding the system with unnaturally high amounts of vitamin E throws that balance off, tipping it from protective to harmful. The good news is that you don't need a pill to get the benefits of vitamin E. A diet rich in nuts, seeds, and leafy greens provides plenty of natural vitamin E in a safe, balanced way. Almonds, sunflower seeds, and spinach deliver what your body needs, without the risks that come with swallowing a 400 IU capsule every morning. Here's the bottom line. If you're over 60, avoid high-dose vitamin E supplements. The risks outweigh the benefits. And the very thing you're trying to prevent, heart disease, cancer, premature aging, may actually be made worse by that little soft gel. And we're not done yet. If vitamin E surprised you, just wait until we get to the second worst supplement for seniors. This one is so common that entire aisles and pharmacies are dedicated to it. But research shows it could quietly increase your risk of broken bones and heart problems. If you walk down the supplement aisle, calcium practically dominates the shelves. For decades, seniors, especially women, have been told that if they don't take calcium tablets, their bones will become brittle and break. Doctors used to hand out samples like candy, and ads made it sound like a miracle. Just 2 pills a day, and you'll never have to worry about osteoporosis again. But here's the truth that's now impossible to ignore. High-dose calcium supplements can do more harm than good. First, let's look at bone health. You'd expect calcium pills to strengthen bones, and they can, to a point. But research shows that the real benefits are surprisingly small. A major study published in the British Medical Journal found that calcium supplements barely reduce fracture risk in older adults, and in many cases, they did no better than placebo. Simply put, those big chalky tablets aren't giving the kind of protection seniors are promised. But the bigger concern is what happens when you flood the body with large doses of calcium that it doesn't need all at once. Instead of all that calcium going straight to your bones, much of it can circulate in the blood and deposit where it shouldn't, like in your arteries. Multiple studies have linked high-dose calcium supplements to an increased risk of heart attacks in older adults. Think about that for a moment. The very pills seniors are taking to stay healthy could be quietly raising their risk of the world's leading killer. And it doesn't stop there. Excess calcium can also cause kidney stones, extremely painful and especially dangerous for anyone whose kidney function is already declining with age. Add to that the common complaints of bloating, constipation, and stomach upset, and calcium pills start to look less like a health boost and more like a hidden burden. So what's the alternative? Getting calcium the way nature intended. From food. Dairy products like yogurt, cheese, and milk are classic sources. But so are dark leafy greens, almonds, and even canned salmon with bones. When calcium comes from food, it's absorbed gradually, alongside other nutrients that help balance in the body. Pair that with vitamin D from sunlight or say supplementation and weight-bearing exercise, and you have a much stronger recipe for protecting your bones without the cardiovascular risks. Here's the takeaway. If you're over 60, be very cautious with calcium supplements, especially in high doses. Unless your doctor specifically prescribes it for a medical condition, it's safer to get calcium from your diet. Because the truth is, strong bones don't come from a pill. They come from a lifestyle that supports them every day. And now, we arrive at the big one. The number one worst supplement seniors should avoid at all costs. It's one of the most popular bottles in America, and yet research shows it may not only be ineffective, but it could also shorten your life. Multivitamins are everywhere. They're marketed as the ultimate safety net. One pill that covers all your nutritional bases. Busy? Just take a multi. Not eating as healthy as you should? Pop a daily tablet. Over 60 and worried about deficiencies? Surely a multivitamin must be the responsible choice. It's no wonder that more than half of all older adults in the U.S. take them daily. But here's the shocking truth. Multivitamins don't deliver on their promises, and in some cases, they may even be harmful. Let's start with effectiveness. Large-scale studies, including ones published in the Annals of Internal Medicine, have consistently shown that multivitamins do not lower the risk of chronic diseases like heart disease, cancer, or cognitive decline. In fact, a famous editorial from researchers flatly stated, "Enough is enough. Stop wasting money on vitamin and mineral supplements." In other words, for the average senior, taking that daily multivitamin is more about hope than real health benefits. But the issue goes beyond wasted money. High-dose multivitamins, especially those loaded with synthetic forms of vitamins, can create imbalances in the body. For example, too much vitamin A can lead to liver damage and increase fracture risk. Excess iron, which some multis still include, can accumulate in older adults and cause oxidative stress, harming the very cells you're trying to protect. And as we saw with vitamin E, more is not always better. There's also the hidden danger of interactions with prescription medications. Seniors are more likely to be on multiple prescriptions, and combining those with a high-dose multivitamin can create unexpected side effects. For instance, vitamin K can interfere with blood thinners, while too much vitamin C may reduce the effectiveness of certain heart medications. So why do multivitamins still top the sales charts? Because they sell peace of mind. They make people feel proactive, like they're covering all the gaps with a single pill. But in reality, they can create a false sense of security. Someone might skip the fresh fruits, vegetables, and balanced meals their body truly needs because they assume their multivitamin is taking care of it. That misplaced confidence can slowly chip away at health over time. The good news is, if you're eating a reasonably balanced diet, you likely don't need a multivitamin at all. And if you do have a deficiency, like low vitamin D or B12, which are common in seniors, it's far better to target that one nutrient with the right dose, rather than taking a broad, unfocused pill that dumps dozens of unnecessary extras into your system. So here it is, plain and simple. Multivitamins top the list of the worst supplements for seniors because they waste your money, fail to protect against disease, and may quietly harm you in the long run. But now let's turn the corner, because avoiding bad supplements is only half the story. What you really want to know is, which ones are worth taking daily? Up next, we'll count down the 4 best supplements for seniors. starting at number 4, and these can actually support your joints, memory, and long-term health. If there's one nutrient that quietly becomes more important with age, it's vitamin D. Often called the sunshine vitamin. Vitamin D is produced when sunlight hits our skin. But here's the catch. As we get older, our skin becomes less efficient at making it, and many seniors also spend less time outdoors. Add in sunscreen, long clothing, or cloudy weather, and deficiency becomes almost inevitable. Why does this matter so much? Because vitamin D plays a critical role in bone health, immune function, and even mood regulation. Without enough of it, calcium can't properly absorb into your bones, leaving them weaker and more prone to fractures. And unlike calcium supplements, which can cause problems, vitamin D actually helps your body manage calcium safely. That means fewer risks of kidney stones or artery calcification when you're getting the right balance. But it doesn't stop there. Low vitamin D has been linked to muscle weakness, which can increase the risk of falls, one of the most serious threats to seniors. In fact, studies show that seniors with adequate vitamin D levels are stronger, steadier, and less likely to suffer hip fractures. It also appears to play a role in supporting the immune system, reducing the risk of respiratory infections, which become more dangerous as we age. Some research even suggests connections between vitamin D and lower risks of depression and cognitive decline, although more studies are ongoing. The problem is, most people over 60 are deficient and don't even know it. The signs could be subtle: fatigue, aches, frequent illnesses. A blood test is the best way to know for sure, but even without one, it's safe to say that supplementation is beneficial for the majority of older adults. How much should you take? For most seniors, a daily dose of 1,000 to 2,000 IU is considered safe and effective, though exact needs can vary depending on your health and location. It's always smart to talk with your doctor before starting, especially if you're already on multiple medications. And remember, vitamin D is fat-soluble, so it's best absorbed with a meal that contains healthy fats, like olive oil, avocado, or salmon. But here's the big picture. Vitamin D is one of the simplest, cheapest, and most impactful supplements you can add to your routine after 60. It's not a flashy miracle pill. It's a quiet protector that strengthens bones, steadies your balance, supports immunity, and helps you stay independent longer. And if you thought vitamin D was important, just wait until you hear about the third best supplement. It's one that directly supports your joints and connective tissues, helping you stay mobile, flexible, and strong well into your later years. When most people hear the word collagen, they think of skincare ads and wrinkle creams. But here's the truth. Collagen isn't just about looking younger. It's about feeling younger. Collagen is the most abundant protein in your body, making up your skin, joints, ligaments, tendons, and even the lining of your gut. And as we age, collagen production naturally declines, dropping sharply after age 50. By the time you're in your 60s, your body is producing just a fraction of what it used to, and that deficit shows up everywhere. Think about the little signs: stiffer knees in the morning, creaky joints when you get up from a chair, or slower healing from minor injuries. Those are all linked to lower collagen levels. And it's not just about movement. Weak connective tissues can contribute to sagging skin, fragile nails, thinning hair, and even digestive issues. That's why supplementing with collagen can be such a game changer for people over 60. Unlike many supplements that rely on indirect effects, collagen goes straight to the source. It provides your body with the building blocks, amino acids like glycine, proline, and hydroxyproline, to rebuild and strengthen connective tissue. Clinical studies have shown that collagen supplementation can reduce joint pain, improve flexibility, and even increase muscle mass when paired with light exercise. For seniors, that means fewer aches, easier movement, and more independence. But there's another layer here: bone health. While we often think of bones as rock hard, about a third of their structure is actually made of collagen. Without it, bones become brittle. Studies suggest collagen supplements can improve bone density, which is crucial in protecting against osteoporosis-related fractures. So, how do you take it? Most people use collagen peptides or hydrolyzed collagen powder, which dissolve easily in water, coffee, or smoothies. The typical dose is 5 to 10 grams per day. Unlike some supplements, collagen doesn't have a strong taste or smell, making it easy to fit into a daily routine. And it's safe with few to no reported side effects. Of course, not all collagen supplements are created equal. It's best to choose one that's third-party tested and comes from clean sources like grass-fed bovine or wild-caught marine collagen. Some even combine collagen with vitamin C, since vitamin C is essential for collagen synthesis in the body. But here's what makes collagen so powerful. It's not just treating one issue. By supporting your joints, bones, skin, hair, and even digestion, it helps you age in a way that feels strong, resilient, and graceful. Instead of slowly shrinking your world because of stiffness, pain, or fragility, collagen helps keep the doors open to movement, to confidence, to life itself. And if collagen helps you keep moving smoothly, the number 2 best supplement is all about keeping your heart, the engine of your body, running strong and steady. If collagen is a supplement that keeps your joints, skin, and connective tissue strong, then coenzyme Q10, better known as CoQ10, is the one that keeps your engine running. And for anyone over 60, that engine is your heart. CoQ10 is a natural antioxidant found in every single cell of your body. Its job? To help your cells produce energy, specifically the kind of energy your heart, brain, and muscles need to function every second of the day. Think of it as the spark plug in your cell's energy factories. Without enough CoQ10, your body struggles to generate power, leaving you feeling sluggish, drained, and more vulnerable to disease. Here's the problem. CoQ10 levels drop dramatically with age. By the time you're 60, you have far less circulating in your body than you did at 30. And to make matters worse, one of the most common medications prescribed to older adults, statins, used to lower cholesterol, actually depletes CoQ10 even further. That means millions of seniors are unknowingly walking around with dangerously low levels of this essential nutrient. So what happens when your CoQ10 runs low? The first and most obvious sign is fatigue. Many people chalk up their constant tiredness to just getting older, when in reality, their cells are simply starving for fuel. But the more serious issue is the strain it puts on your heart. Your heart beats around 100,000 times a day, and that requires an enormous amount of energy. Without adequate CoQ10, the heart muscle weakens, circulation slows, and risks for conditions like heart failure or arrhythmias increase. That's why supplementing with CoQ10 can be life-changing. Research shows that CoQ10 supports healthy blood pressure, improves circulation, and strengthens heart muscle function. Some studies even suggest it lowers the risk of major cardiac events in people with heart disease. For seniors already on heart medications, CoQ10 is often the missing piece that restores vitality and reduces side effects. But CoQ10 isn't just about the heart. Because of the powerful antioxidant, it also protects your cells from oxidative stress, the kind of cellular damage linked to memory decline, muscle weakness, and accelerated aging. Some early research even suggests CoQ10 may support brain health by slowing cognitive decline. Now, not all CoQ10 supplements are equally effective. The 2 main forms are ubiquinone and ubiquinol. While both work, ubiquinol is a more bioavailable form, meaning your body absorbs it more easily, especially as you get older. A typical daily dose ranges from 100 to 300 milligrams, often taken with meal that includes some fat for better absorption. The safety profile? Excellent. CoQ10 has been studied for decades, with virtually no serious side effects. At most, some people experience mild stomach upset if they take it on an empty stomach. Think of CoQ10 as a supplement that restores your energy, protects your heart, and keeps your cells firing on all cylinders. If collagen helps you move more easily, CoQ10 helps you live more powerfully, with a stronger heartbeat and a sharper mind. And that brings us to the number 1 best supplement for anyone over 60, the one that touches almost every aspect of health, from bones to immunity to mood. If there's one supplement that deserves the crown for anyone over 60, it's vitamin D3. This isn't just a nice-to-have nutrient. It's the foundation for healthy bones, strong immunity, and even emotional well-being. And yet, despite its importance, vitamin D is one of the most common deficiencies in older adults worldwide. Why is it so critical? Let's start with bones. As we age, our bones naturally lose density, which increases the risk of fractures and osteoporosis. Vitamin D3 works hand in hand with calcium, helping the body actually absorb and use that calcium to keep bones strong. Without vitamin D3, taking calcium alone is almost useless. It's like pouring cement without water. That's why doctors always emphasize vitamin D alongside calcium for seniors. But bones are just the beginning. Vitamin D3 is also a powerful regulator of the immune system. For seniors, this is huge. With age, the immune system weakens, leaving the body more vulnerable to infections, flu, and even chronic illnesses. Research shows that maintaining healthy vitamin D levels can help lower the risk of respiratory infections, support faster recovery, and even reduce inflammation throughout the body. In a world where viruses spread quickly, this nutrient acts like a protective shield. And then there's mood. Many older adults experience seasonal depression or ongoing low mood without realizing that vitamin D deficiency is a major contributor. Known as a sunshine vitamin, vitamin D is directly tied to serotonin production, the neurotransmitter that regulates mood. When levels are low, feelings of fatigue, sadness, or lack of motivation can creep in. Supplementing with vitamin D3 often leads to a noticeable lift in mood, better sleep, and more overall vitality. So, why are seniors so deficient? The main reason is sunlight. Our skin naturally produces vitamin D when exposed to UV rays. But as we age, the skin becomes less efficient at making it, and many seniors spend more time indoors. Add in sunscreen use, limited mobility, and living in northern climates with less sunlight, and it's no surprise that deficiency is widespread. Diet alone usually isn't enough to make up for this gap. While fatty fish, fortified milk, and egg yolks provide some vitamin D, the amounts are minimal compared to what your body really needs. That's where supplementation becomes essential. For older adults, most health experts recommend daily doses of 1,000 to 2,000 IU of vitamin D3. Some people with severe deficiencies may need higher doses under medical supervision. Importantly, vitamin D3, cholecalciferol, is a preferred form over D2 because it's more effective at raising and maintaining blood levels. Safety-wise, vitamin D3 is very well tolerated. Problems usually only arise if someone takes excessively high doses for long periods, tens of thousands of IU per day, which can cause calcium buildup. But within recommended ranges, it's both safe and incredibly effective. In fact, countless studies show that seniors with adequate vitamin D levels live longer, suffer fewer fractures, fight off illnesses more easily, and even maintain better cognitive health than those who are deficient. Simply put, vitamin D3 is the closest thing to a super supplement for anyone over 60. Stronger bones, better immunity, sharper mood, and a healthier, longer life, all from one nutrient that most people don't get enough of. Here's the biggest mistake many people over 60 make with supplements. They think more is better. It feels logical. If one pill helps, then 2 or 3 must help even more, right? But the truth is, doubling up on the same nutrient or stacking too many supplements together can backfire badly. Take calcium, for example. Many seniors already get calcium from their diet, in dairy, leafy greens, or fortified foods. But then they add a calcium supplement on top, and sometimes even a multivitamin with extra calcium. The result? Way too much calcium circulating in the body, which can harden arteries, raise the risk of kidney stones, and actually damage the heart. The fix is simple. Always check overlap. Before you buy or take a new supplement, read the label carefully and compare it with what you already take. If you're unsure, bring your list to your doctor or pharmacist. One conversation can save you from unnecessary side effects and wasted money. Supplements work best when they fill in real gaps, not when they pile up blindly. So, now you know the 4 worst supplements to avoid and the 4 best ones to prioritize if you're over 60. The difference between the two can be night and day. One path leads to wasted money and hidden health risks, while the other supports stronger bones, sharper memory, and more energy to enjoy life. But here's the truth. Supplements are just one part of the equation. Diet, movement, and consistency matter just as much. And that's why I share tips like this every single day. If you found this video helpful, hit the like button so more people can see it. Don't forget to subscribe to Senior Health Fix Daily and turn on the bell. That way, you'll never miss the next simple but powerful tip for your health. And in the comments, let me know which supplements surprised you the most today.